All right, so zombies may not be your idea of a fun-filled flick, but a comedy/horror film, maybe just enough to wake the dead.
Well, we'll have to see. Our movie reviewer Matt Perrone has more on a scout's guide to surviving the zombie apocalypse and if it was good enough to scare up some laughs with audiences.
Welcome to a dreary Monday, and I'm not just talking about the weather either. It was also a dreary weekend at the box office. All of the new releases once again bombed at the theater. But being that it was Halloween, I am not so much concerned with the numbers as I am with having a good time, with a little Halloween horror thrown in for good measure. On that note, here's my take on the new horror comedy, The Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Our movie begins, like all zombie movies, in a lab. When a janitor stumbles across a medical patient unlike any he has seen, a feast ensues and the beginning of a zombie horde is accidentally released on a small town. Cut to 3 scouts and their scout leader. Ben, Carter, and Augie have been friends and scouts for 10 years, and although Augie is completely gung-ho for it, Ben and Carter are reassessing their lives. That night is a big camp out for Augie's top badge, but Ben and Carter have been invited to the secret senior party. Upon their arrival to the woods, things begin to go awry when their scout leader doesn't show up. The two ditch Augie after he goes to sleep and set out for the party. At this point in time, both sets of the trio run into their first experiences with the undead. Ben and Carter join forces with an exotic club cocktail waitress while fighting for survival. Meanwhile, Augie has his hands full battling a zombified scoutmaster. In time, the friends manage to reunite and set aside their differences in the name of survival. As the film progresses, we see the 4 battling through zombie horde after zombie horde in a mission to reach the secret party to help get everyone out, along with saving Carter's sister. Being that 3 of the 4 are teenage boys, of course, plenty of wacky hijinks ensue, usually revolving around adolescent libidos. Also, being that earning a Scout merit badge is basically a training session to becoming MacGyver, we get to see several innovative methods of dispatching those that are trying to eat you. It is definitely a graphic flick and earns its R rating, but the violence is all done in an extremely entertaining way, so it just comes naturally to enjoy the gore. So this is one of those movies that I was excited about seeing, but I really didn't have giant expectations for. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but it allowed me to enjoy the movie. It's a zombie movie without all the suspense and emotional attachment of The Walking Dead. And it's a comedy, but not necessarily with all the humor of a gritty adult comedy. However, if you were to merge those two together, this is exactly the movie you would get. I mean, the violence is great and all done in a humorous way. And the 3 teenage personalities are very well done, and it's exactly how I think 3 teenage boys would act in that given situation. Fair warning, it's a little graphic, but not nearly as much as, say, The Hangover or anything like that. And some David Kirshner slapsticky humor is always a treat as well. All in all, I got exactly what I wanted. A movie with great gore and some subtle and not so subtle humor. I mean, it may not win any awards and it may not make all the money, but all in all, it was a fun movie for the Halloween weekend. This has been your Monday Movie Musing. Back to you.
All right, Matt, not a bad review. It kind of sounds like American Pie meets The Walking Dead. So,
an interesting review, for sure.
Exactly. And with the weather still being soggy out here for your forecast, maybe you can check in a movie or not.
This is a movie day for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up next, live from Manning Gervais, another look at your forecast.